Anxiety is a physical and emotional response to fear. Okay? So, anxiety generally is a good thing. For example, when you are in immediate danger, when you hear an explosion in one direction, how your body reacts and how your body behaves, it prepares you, right? It prepares you to handle the next step. It prepares you to run. It prepares you to hide. It prepares you to be able to handle danger. But what happens when this anxiety is unwarranted? When this experience that you're having is unwarranted? It's not triggered. It's triggered, but it's not necessarily equivalent to the response to the actual circumstance. All right, so in this video I want to talk about anxiety, and mostly I will concentrate on generalized anxiety disorder. But before we get started, hello. Hi, how are you? So if it's the beginning of the year when I post this, Happy New Year. If it's not, then we'll see each other in 2021. Okay. So if we're getting all this out of the way in terms of anxiety, I personally continuously handle my day-to-day anxiety amazingly. I will not lie. It's been a great journey, and it's something I share with you despite being here and being the person on the other side of the couch and helping you guys. I also have my own personal battle with anxiety, okay? It started when I was about 15, which is almost 15 years ago. But, so I'm excited to talk about this topic. This topic was triggered by a really good friend of mine. So this is also for her and all the questions that she had. And yeah, so as we get started, karibu sana to my channel. This is Pink Amazon Therapy. My name is Eunice Mukimba. If you are brand new here, please subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that every single time I have a new video, you get to know. You don't have to come all the way to YouTube to find out. All right. So karibu sana. I hope this video is gonna be super helpful. I'm going to release this video in 2 parts, but let's just get started, okay? So when we think about anxiety, what is anxiety? Anxiety can be a good thing. Like I said, it is what allows our bodies to react. It's our fear response, okay? But when does this become dangerous? When we think about anxiety, psychology has been able to distinguish anxiety in various forms. There's post-traumatic stress disorder. That's a very common term used a lot in movies. It's people's reaction to something extremely traumatic, and they have these daily day-to-day responses. The second thing is phobias. Also, we've seen this in a couple of clips, a couple of movies, where we've seen somebody has an extreme fear of something in specific. I actually once had a friend who had serious claustrophobia. I had never seen that before, and I was a kid and I kept thinking, what's wrong with her? But later on I came to understand phobias. That's also a form of anxiety. There is also panic attacks. Like I shared, my first experience with anxiety was at around age 15 when I had my first panic attack. It's confusing, it was completely weird. And there is, I don't want to call it the most common, but there is the everyday, today, excessive generalized anxiety disorder. Now, about 3% of our population in the whole world, okay? Let's just give generally about 3% of the whole population suffers from generalized anxiety disorder. That's a huge number if you really think about it. It's probably going to be somebody you will meet at one point or the other. So all these people is walking around with generalized anxiety disorder. Now, generally anxiety can be genetic. That was a question I was asked. Can it be genetic? Yes, it can be genetic, but also it's environmental due to the fact that if we're growing up in a household with somebody who has anxiety, it may cause us to be anxious. Do you understand? Like the way they handle their situations, the way our parents handle their situations, and we watch them and we learn from them. If they aren't handling anxiety in the best way possible, we could also develop anxiety. Okay? So that might be a cause. So anxiety can be environmental and genetical. It can also be situational, which is environmental basically, in case something really traumatic has happened, like I talked about post-traumatic stress disorder. And also at the end of the day, it is said that women are more susceptible to getting anxiety than men. Yeah, let's just say most cases have been found to be women than they have been found to be men. All right, so where we are, that part, the introduction into anxiety. All right, how does anxiety manifest itself? Or what do you think you need to go through so that you can actually, instead of just saying, you're worried kidogo and stress happen or something, how do you go directly to a therapist and go like, you know what, I think I have anxiety? All right, it's very easy to self-diagnose anxiety. Anxiety is when this fear, this anxious feeling that I'm explaining, right, this fear response is on the excessive. It is either happening way too often, all right, and it's triggered by circumstances that may not be equivalent. You get? Like, it could be something as small as maybe, your kid getting late to school, but there you've got full-blown attack. You can handle your day because something really small has gone out of plan. Okay, so there's that. There's also the fact that anxiety has its tendency to have very physical symptoms. We can feel it in our necks sometimes. There's extreme aches in our necks, our backs, sometimes even our legs, even our hands. It may also expose itself and manifest itself in terms of us having this digestive problems. The gut and the mind, I've always said these things are interconnected, our whole body, all related. Okay, so anxiety is if all these things are on the excessive and prolonged for a very long period of time, and they are not equivalent to what exactly is happening in your day-to-day circumstance. So then you might need to see a therapist. Now, cognitive behavioral therapy, I feel, is the best solution to anxiety and especially generalized anxiety disorder. And that's the whole point of the next part of the video. I want to share, about a couple of ways in which we can handle the CBTs for generalized anxiety disorder. There is medication, but again, it's not a healing concoction. It's just a treatment, and it's something that you may have to be on for an excessive amount of time and an excessive period of time, and it has issues. There could be dependency, there could be over reliance, and at the end of the day, that may not be what we want when we want to get you healthy. So that's why I say I highly recommend that CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, might be the way to go if you want to handle your anxiety and you want to be a healthy person and you want to handle every day-to-day circumstances amazingly. Now, this first part of the video, if it was super helpful, thank you for staying with me until the end of it. If it was super helpful, please share it with somebody that you care for. Okay, please share it with as many people as somebody who is just trying to understand anxiety and who's trying to get through life and be as healthy as possible, whether or not they have it could be on a milder form or it could be on an extreme form. Share. At the end of the day, if you're looking for a therapist, you're looking for somebody to have that conversation with, I leave a link in the description below, and there's a link to my WhatsApp, there's a link to the website where you can contact me directly for virtual therapy sessions, and we're gonna get better together. Okay, so thank you, Sana, for reaching the end of the video. I really appreciate all the love and support so far, and pink Amazon therapy. Okay. All right, so The next part of the video, we're going to be talking about the ways in which we can handle anxiety, okay? Because we can handle anxiety super properly, and like I have said, 15 years of handling anxiety, also in bad ways, but now in the most recent past in very amazing ways. So I want to share that, okay? So bye, let's see you in the next part of the video. Okay, see you.